Okay, hello, 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 hello. Wow. Hi, everyone. Ooh.
Hi.
I forgot, there's a crowd here. We are doing, our panel today is the Nintendo Gamecube was the greatest game console ever made, hyperbolic, but you are here. Thank you for coming. Yeah, give it up. Woo. What I'd love first is for everyone to do a quick intro, just so the folks at home and the folks here know who you are, starting with Cam.
My name is Cameron Hawkins. People call me Cam. That works too. I do freelance writing for IGN. I have a Kingdom Hearts podcast called Unlocking Kingdom Hearts. And I'm here to talk about NBA Street Volume 2 a lot. I'm really, greatest sports game ever made. So.
Jeez.
That's a different panel.
It's starting.
Yeah,
It's already started.
It's already started.
I got to come swinging.
Yeah. I'm Asa Green River. I make content on Borderline Entertainment, YouTube, Twitch. I'm also on various different podcasts as well. I also am the global community manager for Qualcomm and Snapdragon. I'm not going to start now.
Okay.
Wait.
I was giving you a minute.
I'm not going to take the cue.
Hi, I'm Matt Storm. I'm a podcaster, producer, and editor. I do a ton of indie podcasting. I'm also a freelance editor for the Game Informer show. And yeah, I'm here to fight for Wario World.
Hi, I'm Mike Towndrow. I work for Vicarious PR, and I'm also one of the co-founders of 6-1 Indie. We're an indie game outlet. We just threw a really cool indie game showcase on Wednesday. Woo. You should go check it out. 33 indie games, yeah, woo. And yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, greatest game ever made. You're goddamn right!
People with taste here.
I'm Janet Garcia. I don't agree with what Mike just said. I do my own stuff over at my outlet, Pen2 Pixels. I also do Twitch and YouTube under the handle Game Onesis, and I work for MinMax and Kinda Funny.
Awesome. All right, so today's panel, here's what it is and here's what it isn't. The panel will be a history of the GameCube very quickly, as well as some of our favorite memories of the console. And then as a group, panel plus audience, we're going to build an essential collection of GameCube games. What the panel is not is a debate about which console is the best ever made. It is the GameCube, bar none, period.
Yep.
Thank you. And then we are not going to give you a comprehensive history of the console because we only have an hour. So what I'm going to do is speed run through a history of what led to the GameCube before we open it up and talk about the GameCube itself. So before the GameCube, we got the 5th generation of consoles, PlayStation, Nintendo 64. With the PlayStation, it was one of the first CD-ROM consoles out there. Nintendo tried a few different times, but decided to launch a cartridge-based system in 1996 at $199. Look at this beautiful spread right here.
So 90s.
Look at Mario's hands. Just.
And on this one, a couple things that you'll need to note. Cartridges were expensive to make. Nintendo controlled all the manufacturing, so that was a challenge. And then there weren't that many titles on the N64. And then just to show you, here are some of the failed disc efforts that happened. We have the N64 DD, which came out in Japan, sold 15,000 units, only had about 10 games on it, so I would call that maybe not a huge success. And then on the right-hand side, we have the now famed, Nintendo PlayStation. That was, one prototype unit. There it is, sold at auction. And then the GameCube was unveiled via a press release that we actually have here for you to look at, thanks to the Video Game History Foundation for providing that. They unveiled it in August of 2000, and then did an event in 2001. Here are some screenshots from that event, where they unveiled the console, and then had some hits like Donkey Kong Racing, that never came out. Cameo Elements of Power was shown there, which ended up not even coming out for a Nintendo console, among some other cool consoles. So now we're going to talk about why it's the greatest system of all time. And of course, we need to start with the actual console itself. Look at these controllers, look at these systems. I'm going to start with Janet, and I'd love to know which one of these beauties did you have, and tell us about your experience getting a GameCube.
Oh man, I think I definitely had the black one as a kid, but I wonder if when we rebought it, if we got the purple. I've always wanted the orange, of course. So many good colors with the GameCube. But yeah, basically, I had it since around when it came out. I played the hell out of it. It was my go-to system for me and my brother as kids. We used to do Smash Bros. Melee, 64-man Melee tournament, just the two of us. Tried to do it again with 32, couldn't get through it. It's hours of content, but at the time, that's just what we were running with. And yeah, so many good memories playing this, Luigi's Mansion, the whole Gambit. Definitely one of my favorite consoles ever, and the greatest console of all time is what people are saying.
Mike?
Yeah, so I had the black GameCube because I was always a little emo kid. I remember, yeah, thank you. Still am. Yeah, I remember I got it the Christmas after it released. I remember my parents brought me down to, in Rockefeller Center, there used to be some sort of like toy store. I forgot exactly what it was, but they showed off the GameCube and they were demoing Luigi's Mansion. I was obsessed with that demo. I stayed there for hours. God bless my parents. And while I was standing there just playing, they secretly bought it and like held onto it until Christmas. And I was just the happiest kid in the world. And yeah, just dude, like literally, and it's probably pretty sad, hundreds of hours into Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, just S-ranking everything, unlocking everything, getting all the emblems.
Chow Garden.
Chow Garden. Oh my God, so many good chows. And yeah, I mean, it's a cube. It plays games. It has a handle. Of course, it's the greatest console ever made.
Enough said.
Come on.
Matt?
So first, I want to show off that I have GameCube Orange and purple nails because
Woo!
wacky console colors don't happen anymore, and it drives me crazy. Like I love the vibrant colors. I had the purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors, and I famously remember getting it. So very early in the GameCube's life cycle, it had a price drop, and I literally bought it a week before the price dropped.
Oh.
And of course, at the time, EB Games wouldn't let me return it and rebuy it for the cheaper price, whatever. But I got it with Luigi's Mansion, and like Luigi's been my favorite character since the Nintendo. So like having a game that was just him, and I became obsessed with it. I 100%ed that game, played it through almost every year for the first few years I had it, and to this day is still some of my fondest memories. Luigi's Mansion is one of my favorite franchises, and so the game still, and the Wavebird. I got a Wavebird early. Still the best controller ever made, if you ask me. It's definitely one of the tightest. There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Slow clap.
Matt, being such a Luigi fan, how did you celebrate the year of Luigi?
With tears.
I replayed a lot of games as Luigi.
Wow. All 365 of them, huh?
Yeah, all of them. Every game that he was in.
Asa?
Man, so yeah, when the GameCube came out, I knew I had to have one. Absolutely. So I had the jet black one. Bought it from a mom and pop shop called Gameplay, is no longer open, rest in peace. But so I had the black GameCube, but I had a black controller, I had the gray Wavebird, I also bought a Wendigo controller and the Pumpkin Spice controller as well. Because I knew that this was going to be the console to like play with all of my friends, like whether it's Double Dash or Smash or anything else. But yeah, I literally spent so many hours on this console that my Xbox and PS2 started to collect dust. Like that's just how much that I adored this. Looking at also, I'm a huge Zelda fan. It got the best Zelda game of all time, Wind Waker.
Ooh.
Thank you to all those people who agree. And yeah, I literally could go on and on about all the great titles, but that's why we're here today.
Yeah, I got the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness Silver game.
So good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It really is just a silver GameCube, but Lugia's on the circle, and it's just, but it was still just like really, really cool. Is that the only one that was designed off of a game? Do we know?
There must have been others.
There's a Metro Prime one. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
Well, actually, we have a picture of a few of the other ones. So
Yeah.
Crystal
so
Chronicles,
sick.
that was like a Japan exclusive.
Okay.
And then there was the hot pink one that was unveiled at Space World 2000, but was never released. So.
Dude, what a missed opportunity to not produce an atomic purple GameCube.
Yeah.
Truly.
Come on. Oh, wow, nobody? Damn.
But-
hard crowd.
But yeah, I spent most of my time playing, the Pokemon games, which I wish we still got those type of games on, like the Switch and all that jazz. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, like one of my favorite games of all time. Top 10 soundtracking games, TBH. Tales of Symphonia is like, there's a lot of great of JRPGs on the GameCube, but I think that Tales of Symphonia represents that genre the highest, and I still think it's the best Tales game in the series. And yeah, of course, Melee. Just like before there was this huge competitive scene, it was just like, oh, Melee is just like this great thing, and like before wave dashing and like all this stuff was discovered. But yeah, it's a really great console that has like a lot of games that are still just left on that system, whether it be first or third party. And of course, again, the greatest sports game ever made, NBA Street Volume 2.
We're going to get to games in a little bit.
Yeah.
Before we do that, let's talk about the launch lineup. This is the before launch windows were a thing. We had 2 waves of games that came out in 2001. Any big fans of Wave Race in this room? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Any thoughts about this launch lineup compared to other launch lineups that we saw with consoles in the future, or any specific call-outs that you want to call out here that are not later in the panel? Why don't we start this time on this side with Cam?
I feel like that this is
Not all at once.
here's the thing, like I mean, like it's a solid lineup because there's a few games on here that I think that are still just like notoriously connected to the GameCube, like Luigi's Mansion. Like, yeah, we got ported to the 3DS, but it's a GameCube game. Like, come on. Like Star Wars Rogue Leader. Like a lot of people still really highly view that game. And I don't know if it was just me, but I feel like back then you were on 2 teams. You were either on Team Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, or for some reason, I don't know why, Super Monkey Ball. And it was like people would be like, no, not Sonic Adventure 2, Super Monkey Ball. I'm like, why are these two like why is that the other option? Like, I don't know.
Okay, let's do the experiment in the room. Who here is Team Sonic Adventure 2 Battle?
Let's go.
Not to put anyone on blast, but who here is Team Super Monkey Ball 2? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Team Tarzan here in the front.
Thank you.
And so like yeah, and so I think that there are these games that and SSS tricky. I mean, come on, like again, another one of the best, like if you consider a sports game that's ever made to this day. There's a lot that from just like these lists of games right here that I still think are just like intimately associated with the GameCube. So,
Asa, any call-outs?
Aside from 3 games on this list, this is the best launch lineup for any console.
Ooh, are you going to put 3 games on blast?
NFL QB Club,
Yep.
All-Star Baseball,
Uh-huh.
and that Universal game. That can get out of here. The rest of
please
these
explain what
are
this Universal game
incredible.
is?
Like Rogue Leader, literally one of the best Star Wars games. Wave Race, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Super Monkey Ball Cam. It's Super Monkey
I'm not saying
Ball.
it's a bad game. I'm just saying the Sonic Adventure 2 Battles.
Yeah,
And shout out to Batman Vengeance. I don't know if anybody's ever played it, but that was one of my favorite Batman games. They did it right. Rocksteady then built off of what Vengeance had started. That's what I'm going to say.
Any love for Crazy Taxi in the room?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Matt, any call-outs here that you want to talk about?
I mean, like Asa said it really well. I mean, also think about all of the extensive franchises that launched here. Like Pikmin is hugely successful,
Yeah.
although a rare release. Like started here, Luigi's Mansion, Rogue Leader, like all of these, Super Monkey Ball, all of these are titles that are still talked about. And then even the smaller titles like Cell Damage and stuff, like they're like cult classics. Like, you know, I remember really liking Cell Damage. I couldn't tell you anything about it now, but I
I can
remember
tell
liking
you a
it.
lot about it.
But, you know, and then Simpsons Road Rage, like that was the start of the Simpsons in the video game world, like really, really like having these different kinds of games aping other genres, you know, between Road Rage and the stuff that came after.
Mike, Janet, any call-outs? You were confused about this Universal game.
Yeah, Asa, can you please explain this Universal game and what you do in this game?
I wish I could, and that's why I think it should go, because I don't know either. What is it?
I'll try to find it on the show floor for you. I'll gift you by the end.
Any call-outs here?
I mean, yeah, Tarzan.
Yeah.
No,
I thought that was a joke when Jesse brought it up. I was just like, okay, Tarzan, sure.
No, I mean, like, I love that it launched with an extreme sports game. Also, I had that Dave Mirra game, and
That
it
Dave Mirra game
slapped.
slaps.
It's so good.
It's so
like
good.
it got buried because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, obviously, but it's still like it's such a great diverse lineup that really covers all genre. Like, yeah, you got your licensed stuff between Batman and Star Wars, you got your sports games, you got your extreme sports games, and your arcadey stuff like Super Monkey Ball for whatever reason over Sonic, yeah, whatever. Yeah, what a great launch lineup and window. And yeah, just to highlight Pikmin again, Pikmin I think is such an underrated series to this day. I think it's such a fantastic first entry. Please play and support Pikmin 4 so I get a Pikmin 5, 6, 7, 8, please. Needs more love.
Janet, any callouts?
Yeah, definitely Luigi's Mansion. I was one of the people that wooed for Crazy Taxi. It's Crazy Taxi. I still have that. I rebought it when I rebought the GameCube. It's just such a... I think definitely this was also the era of having these like random associations with consoles where like for me like Crazy Taxi, like yeah, I played that on GameCube. That's
Crazy Taxi!
Exactly, that's GameCube to me, even though it's like, you know, that's not the sole place to have that experience. But I also think too, this was an era where you actually got that third-party support that we keep asking for from Nintendo. And it's like, this is back when like you could play these sports games. Like I played Madden 03 on the GameCube, and like it was, you know, totally a fine on-par experience versus I think a lot of what you see in the modern era of what Nintendo struggles with is those aspects and having those be one-to-one. So in that sense, I think this lineup does a great job of showcasing the breadth there. And I think in general with lineups, you really only need one or two kind of bangers. And I do think Luigi's Mansion at launch was like a sleeper hit and turned into a great franchise. Like every Luigi's Mansion game is better than the last one, and I love all of them.
Also, famously, one of the few consoles that didn't launch with a Mario title, like specifically Mario title. It was the Luigi title.
And some would say with Crazy Taxi, the birth of The Offspring, the band. The band, not the action.
We're going to take you down a trip down memory lane right now and show you some marketing from the launch of the GameCube. Oh my God. So this was the launch campaign that appeared in magazines back in 2001. They decided to go with this cube style marketing to show off Pikmin, Super Smash, and then Rogue Leader.
That Smash ad looks like Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Also, that style was like a thing.
There was also a launch party for the GameCube that I need to show here. Can we talk about Jason Alexander for 1 minute?
Yeah.
So much iconic.
Thoughts about this?
I've probably seen this photo more in my life than I've seen pictures of my own family members.
It's really timeless.
If someone could bring me a locket with this photo on it, I'd want it.
It just encompasses so much, you know, the energy, the confusion, the rush, I mean, I get so much out of this. It's like every time I look at it, there's something new I take away from it. I think that's true testament to good art.
What's he playing? Is he playing Prime?
I think it's Prime.
Incredible.
Yeah, and we're still playing Prime.
We're still playing Prime.
Yeah, why not?
I would like to think he's currently playing it on Switch.
Oh, I hope
with
so.
the same.
I really hope so. Look at that handle going to work.
Chozos.
Also, just the fashion of the early 2000s, like, there's a lot here. There's a lot going on.
Alan Cummins doing something with
Yeah, he's doing something.
Shout out to Paris Hilton matching the pants with the GameCube.
That's Christina Aguilera.
That's Christina
How's your
Aguilera.
Come on.
Come on.
Don't shrug.
Again, I'm an emo kid.
We've also got some magazine covers from back in the day, and I want to call out
Luigi doing?
Luigi's
What is
face.
happening? What is
Best
Luigi?
life.
The classic content creator face.
It's here. Yeah.
Are you saying Luigi created the YouTube thumbnail?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I love this Nightmare Fuel Next Gen magazine cover. Like I've never quite seen their skin look like this. Maybe it's just the rendering onto the projector, but
Luigi has like 12 too many teeth.
yeah, there's so many unsettling things about that. They put this in the Universal.
Why are they
Parts,
like-
honestly?
Why are there
This
defined
is-
teeth compared to just the white strip?
This cover is the reason why the Mario characters no longer have the lines of them showing their individual teeth, because this is cursed.
Like that Next Gen magazine says Resident Evil Ground Zero. I believe that Luigi is from Resident Evil Ground Zero right now.
Yeah.
Also, has Mario ever looked that angry before?
I don't think so. It's so mad.
He's waiting for his turn to play GameCube.
Right,
We've
yeah.
all been there. You're just standing menacingly in the back. Yeah.
Mario's Jason Alexander right now.
Yeah.
There's literally a marketing person at Nintendo that saw that and died. That dropped dead. We've got some weird ads for you, namely for the
Oh my
Wavebird. Look at the middle one. That's an ad.
No.
Listen, that's a real thing, folks.
Yeah, that was a real ad.
I've done that a lot.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, that middle ad is, kind of gross. But I will say, when I got the Wavebird, one thing I did with it was I would play and I'd go back further and
See
further.
how far you can get away.
And see how far. And I was like
Go all
so
the way down
amazed
to-
by the wireless technology. Of
I
it.
used to go outside and like.
Oh my gosh, Mike, me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to go like, a little down the street.
We went like in the hall. Like, me and my brother, like we'd go in the hallway and he'd be watching the TV and he's like, "Oh, it's still connected." Like, I mean, we did only do that once. That's why we did it every time we used the Wavebird.
That's
but,
the only way I played GameCube.
yeah.
God, we're all
outside.
so
From
old.
as far
I would
as
make my
humanly
sisters
possible.
stay in the room, and I'd go outside, and we open up the window. I'd be like, "Is it working?"
Yeah. Technology, man.
Or you would change the channel on the Wavebird and like mess with your friends while you were playing with them to be like,
Get that competitive edge.
something really important that actually
Yes.
Kelsey from the Video Game History Foundation called out is that, especially in the marketing, there was a lot of ties to the Game Boy Advance that came out just before that. They focused, and this is from Kelsey, there was a lot of focus in the launch about how developers might be able to use functionality between Game Boy Advance and GameCube to create unique game experiences. So I need to know, did any of y'all play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles
Yeah.
or any of the other games that utilize this technology?
Zelda Four Swords.
Four
All the
Swords?
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So Zelda Four Swords was famously like this interesting combination of multiplayer and like antics. Like it was a fun Zelda game, but mostly it's could you light all of your friends on fire with the fire wand, who then would run around lighting everybody else on fire because they were all on fire and you'd run around. But it was a fun way to interact with Zelda because they'd never been multiplayer before. It was really great. And the split links because of like some kind of like crystal, like split link into 4 pieces. The story was nonsense, but it was a lot of fun to play.
Any other call-outs for the Game Boy Advance connectivity stuff?
Yeah, another great call out is Splinter Cell for the GameCube. Traditionally, Splinter Cell did not have a mini-map, but when you used the Game Boy Advance, you got the Game Boy Advance was your mini-map.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think what's cool about that too, you mentioning it, like I didn't actually take advantage of this, but I think so often when you look at Nintendo history, you see things that they then iterate on later. Like you mentioning the use case of the map, you know, you think of the 3DS, you think of the Wii U pad. Even like, I remember seeing one of like their early arcade machines have a similar kind of setup. So I feel like they've been playing with those ideas so often. It's just interesting, I think, looking back at the history, you can also kind of see where they're going or what they might iterate on.
Is this when you get to talk about Chow?
Of course, this is the first time I get to talk about chows. The Sonic Advance is the reason I purchased a GBA because of the chow functionality. Yeah, you just you get little chow eggs in Sonic Advance and you get to bring them to Sonic Adventure 2 battle. Incredible. Chows on the go. Bring chows back.
Yeah, right? Why
Come on.
Chow mobile
It's,
game.
Sounds
it's,
like
it's
a-
Where's the
ins-
chow
it-
mobile game?
It is actually insane that Sega hasn't released just a Chow Garden game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We'd all
somewhere.
play it and give them our money.
Sorry, y'all, it's only a pachinko machine, that's it.
Ah.
I want to
Konami.
talk
We're not talking
about...
about Konami.
So before we jump into the game stuff, big fans of the microphone in the room, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weird accessories for the GameCube.
Some of the weirdest.
Okay, what was the weirdest?
I mean, the bongo controllers, like they worked really well actually, which was surprising for the games they were made for. But I had more fun playing games that had no business using them
Yeah.
and seeing how far I could get. And yes, I played Luigi's Mansion with them, and they sort of worked.
Sort of.
It was interesting. I interviewed Reggie Fils-Aimé, right, last PAX.
Small flex.
Yeah, no, small flex.
Yeah, me too.
Last at PAX West last year, and he said that when he played Donkey Konga, he's like, "This is a bad game." He did not like Donkey Konga.
I believe that's in his book as well.
Yeah.
I loved Donkey Konga. Like, easily, in my opinion, one of the best rhythm games.
That,
a fun
I mean, I like Donkey Konga. I'm not going to go that far, but I like Donkey Konga.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones would disagree.
Yeah.
Any call outs here with these accessories? Big
I mean, the
Odama
Game Boy player is like is awesome.
Classic.
It's just good luck
Yeah.
finding a disc in 2023, because that's like people will sell the player for like a decent price, but with the disc, it's like, okay, here, add $200 more to that just for a disc to use it. So that was like something that I wish wasn't a necessity in hindsight, but it's still cool that you were able to. It was kind of like. I don't know. It kind of like is a prototype of kind of how the Switch is now, kind of, right? Like, granted, it's a different system, but it's just cool because like both Game Boy Advance and the GameCube had fantastic libraries, and just like imagining if like you didn't need that disc in 2023, it would be cool to use still.
Yeah, I mean, like Janet, you mentioned how like Nintendo keeps iterating on their hardware. I mean, like that GBA player is very much the N64 little pack on the back of the controller where you play Pokemon Red through Pokemon Stadium. And yeah, they just keep iterating. It's great.
All right, we're going to talk about one more thing before we get y'all involved and build the greatest list of games of all time. The lasting impact of the system. These are two things that we thought of. Remasters are obviously coming, including Metroid Prime Remastered, but also, yeah, give it up. But also, there's still, a touchstone in esports for, Melee specifically. I don't know, Janet, did you want to call that out or talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm by no means, I still haven't learned how to wave dash, so I have plenty of things to work on with Melee, but I think it was just such a pinnacle moment. I think to think of something that had such a lasting impact in not just esports, but I think like gaming culture, and still to this day, even from a casual standpoint, like that's my favorite Smash Bros. And to like, I think what's so interesting looking back on it is so many of us have just a more natural nostalgia for it. Like I don't think we were making content, at the time. There wasn't even like the idea of really making
You weren't
content.
making content in 2001?
No, I wasn't. I was just writing in my diary about the games. That was it. So thinking like, wow, I can't believe I was playing like one of the greatest like esports games ever at that time, and like seeing it still carry through today is really, really impressive. And I think just like a testament to what they did with that entry. I think too, it's so with like something that's so iterative, where they were putting out more Smash, but like that really having like it mattering in a way that I think sometimes when there are iterative franchises, it's like, what's the best one? The latest one, with some, I know some people will debate like Double Dash and stuff, but usually it's the latest thing's the hottest thing, and with Melee, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, which is crazy about like how much like how Melee is still relevant today, because that game wasn't done. Like they released it unfinished, and it's still like, this massive esports triumph that has a thriving community. When it like I don't know, just some like when we think about games today and like how like this game needed more time to cook or whatever it may be, this is like, one of the biggest esports games. Like when it was at EVO, it was one of the biggest entry games, but it wasn't done. Like they released it when it wasn't ready technically.
Yeah, they forgot to add the tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the console. The games were amazing. So let's list them now.
What do I?
So let's talk about the rules for this. So we want your opinion to help build the greatest list of 15 games for the GameCube. So what I'm going to ask is really orderly for anyone that wants to participate to get behind this microphone right here. Go ahead. We've pre-selected 10 games to give us a starting point, but know that none of those games are safe. So whoever's at the front will have 15 seconds to pitch us on a game that should be on the greatest games list for the Nintendo GameCube. So you'll be first, and what you'll say is the game. If we're at 15 games, you'll have to sacrifice a game. So you'll say, this is the game I'm pitching, this is the game I want to take off, and then you'll have 15 seconds to pitch it. And then as a panel, these 5 folks are either going to give a thumbs up to the choice for the change, or they're going to give a thumbs down.
And we will make deals to save our game.
Oh yeah, we'll make
This is
deals.
where we break
take bribes.
So
We pre-arranged a deal already, right?
yeah, we already us 3 already pre-arranged deals. We're doing some back alley deals.
So here are the 10 that we pre-selected.
And here's the thing.
Look at that.
We know that there are games on here that are obvious that haven't been picked. These are passion picks, y'all.
The sound that went through the room was
Such a
like
weird reaction.
horrifying.
Yeah. Like, oh my
Like
God,
a
those games?
disgruntled lightweight.
Yeah.
Like, what were they laughing at?
Just know that this list is, we know that some of these will be cut, but this is what we're starting with. So I want to ask maybe for each of you to talk about one game really quickly about why you love it. So Cam, do you want to start and give your impassioned pitch for NBA Street Volume 2?
Yeah. So my picks were Tales of Symphonia and NBA Street Volume 2. NBA Street Volume 2 is the greatest sports game ever made. It's better than NBA Jam. It's better than NHL 94. Woo! It is. I literally play it to this day, and it holds up tremendously. And it has so much style. It has iconic main menu music. It is incredibly fun, and I guarantee that if any of y'all played this game today, you would be like, this is such a fun game. And also, I think that the Mario characters appearing in NBA Street Volume 3 also kind of shows how great Volume 2 was. I know it's a multi-platform game, but to me, it's a GameCube game. So that's my pitch on NBA Street Volume 2, and I'm going to be fighting for it for my fucking life up here.
There's our one F-bomb.
Yeah, there's my one
There it
F-bomb.
is. You wasted it.
Asa,
Okay.
Twin Snakes.
Man, all right. So many great games on the GameCube. A lot of them are my favorites. Wind Waker's my favorite game of all time. But Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes is the best way to play the first game. I know it makes it a John Woo film, and Snake is flipping off of missiles, and it might be a little bit too easy with the MGS2 like first-person aiming, but it is the best way to play the game. I will argue that till the day I die. Twin Snakes, because Psycho Mantis knows that I play Luigi's Mansion.
Matt, any call
Never
outs?
thought of it that way.
So my two picks on this list were Beautiful Joe and Wario World, and I picked them because they are two games that have never been repeated anywhere. Wario World is one of the best 3D action platformers ever made. One of the most innovative ways they incorporated Wario into a game when he was still not doing WarioWare, and then like it's still to this day. I think it's better. I like Mario Sunshine, but I like Wario World more. I think it's a better
Wild.
Mike?
That's fair.
Janet's like, no.
That's why I made eye contact.
My two picks were Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, obviously, and F-Zero GX. So Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, really quickly, thank you, the one person. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, we kind of alluded to it already, one of the greatest action platformers ever made. It was also the single-handedly joined the goth cultures and the ska culture into one game, and it's beautiful. We've been thriving ever since. And F-Zero GX, criminally underplayed GameCube game. There's a reason F-Zero GX is on this list and not Double Dash. Yes, I said that. Not only, thank you.
One person.
I'm gonna get jumped outside. F-Zero GX is such a fluid, challenging racing game, but what's most notable about it is the story mode. The story mode, if you are unfamiliar with it, it is essentially Fast and the Furious meets like James Bond.
Yeah.
It's like, I did like a quick like rundown, like a plot summary of it last night. Like at some point, like Captain Falcon's like fighting gangs in the desert, and like he's like saving like his girlfriend from like a bomb in a factory. It's like, this is an F-Zero game, but it's so incredible. And there's rumors that they are remaking it. I cannot wait for more people to play this game on the Switch.
There's always rumors.
Please be true. Yeah.
Janet?
Was mine Smash and Sunshine, or was I Smash and?
I think you were smashing Sunshine.
I think.
Yeah.
And Wind Waker.
No.
Oh, no, I was Smash.
You were Smash
Yeah.
originally.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll do Sunshine and Wind Waker. Okay, so my two are Sunshine and Wind Waker. I mean, so many good games to pick from, right? For Sunshine, and I know it's controversial in some ways, but it also, I think Sunshine and Wind Waker are both kind of testaments to the daringness that Nintendo had with really beloved, really established IP. I think in so many ways, obviously, time has been kinder to one than the other, you know? I don't think I have to name which one is which. But with Sunshine, it was just so different, having like the flood mechanic. I think there was so much personality, there's so much bizarreness in the story. Mario goes to jail at the beginning of that game. And that's reason enough for us to be on this list.
Mario has a record because of this game.
Yes, exactly. Mario. And the voice acting for Flood is so good.
Mario.
And you sit here in prison. It's so good. It's so good. Wind Waker, daring with the art style, and they pulled it off like a ridiculous level. So beloved, so fun. In a game that's only gotten better with time through like things like the HD remaster port that they had for it. So I think they're just both kind of a testament to the innovation that Nintendo had with their IP, and in a way that I feel like paid off. Again,
I'm staring at your partner Isaiah during this process because I know the pain he just went through.
And Melee, that's a video game. Great. We're ready for questions. So you're first, so I'm going to give you, say the name of the game you want to add to the list, and you'll have 15 seconds to pitch it. Are you ready?
Okay, hold on, here we go.
What's the game?
Super Monkey Ball.
Great. Your 15 seconds starts now.
So it's like a game where you really have to roll a monkey into a goal, but it's like pretty hard. And if you got to master, you were a god. If you could beat Expert 7, you were also a god. There's also party games, which were like the best on the GameCube. Monkey Target exists. That's all I need to say. Funny monkey, go wee.
All right.
That's so aggressive.
That was great.
That was great.
So, panel, thumbs up, thumbs down to add.
What was he taking off?
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
Went out of 15. So.
Yeah, then it's just
There it
automatically
is.
on the list.
You're on the
It's
list. Well done. All right. So we're at 11. So what is your game?
Mine is Eternal Darkness, actually.
Ooh.
Good. All right.
Okay. You have 15 seconds starting now.
Okay, so Eternal Darkness, they created the sanity effect. The acting is amazing, has really, really good atmosphere, and also just getting screwed with by the TV. It's just an experience unlike any other on the GameCube.
I still get screwed by TV.
I feel like it should go on the list because, like, I know that people love Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 1 Remake, but those are, like, readily available or / remade. Like, this is still on the GameCube. Like.
Yeah.
So, what do we think? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Oh.
Oh, Janet.
Wow.
I didn't feel convinced. Sorry.
All right.
I
All right,
played
4
it, but
wins.
this is-
You're on the list.
Majority rule.
There's no consequences right now.
There are none.
But like, I gotta keep it real, you know?
I
I respect
That's
it.
what
I
I'm loved
respect
and
it.
needed for. Like, this is my brand.
I almost wrote Eternal Darkness of the Spotless Mind, but that is not.
Very good movie.
Not right. What is your game?
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Oh my God! Let's go! Thank you.
Sit down.
A little behind the scenes, it was on our list of 10, and then it was savagely cut.
They
so,
took my game off,
Bro, I'm not gonna pay $400 for a copy.
but you should.
No, I love Fire.
are you ready? All right, your 15 seconds starts now.
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is one of the best stories on the GameCube. It features Ike, which is one of the best Fire Emblem protagonists. It's approachable to anyone outside of the franchise because it doesn't involve any of the past characters. Very beginner friendly. The tutorials are easy, but also amazing story, amazing gameplay. It's sick. It rules.
Yeah. My guy.
I
right.
believe everything you said is true. It's just so hard to actually get access to. I'm still gonna say yes, like, because we
right.
haven't hit 15.
Thumbs up.
I'm not saying it's bad.
That's right. That's
No,
right.
there's
I
no
will say
middles.
I've been
It's
hearing
either
that
up or down.
Fire Emblem for like 10 years. Is the
If you
All
tell
right, there you go.
someone,
5 for 5. Well done.
if someone gets a GameCube for the first time, and you give them this list of 15 games, like, oh yeah, you just got to pay $400 to play this one game.
We're not talking about cost right now. Just vibes.
Yeah.
What is your game?
Mario Superstar Baseball.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting. All right.
Your 15 seconds starts now.
Mario Superstar Baseball is to sports games what Melee is to fighting games. It's fundamental. If you want a list of like the necessary GameCube games, you're going to want a sports game on there that represents first-party sports games like Mario Superstar Baseball. NBA represents third-party.
Well done. What do we think? Mario Superstar Baseball? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh.
Wow.
Strikers.
Y'all, these are free games right now.
I know, but you lost me with the Melee.
Just because
comparison.
Strikers is better doesn't mean that baseball can't be on the list.
Well,
No.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
Oh, I love your passion and insisting.
We love your passion. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I voted yes.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Yeah.
All right.
In bold.
What is your game?
Hey.
Can you put that in Comic Sans?
Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
All right. Your 15 seconds starts now.
It is one of the most variety games that Nintendo has ever put out. It's genuinely funny. 1 second, one chapter, you may be doing something Pikmin-like, and the other one, Mario's body gets possessed, and you have to team up with the villains. It is just a great journey. It's like 20 hours long. It's one of the best times I ever had on the GameCube.
It's
There
a
it
great
is.
game. It's a great game, but the Pikmin dungeon is terrible. Like, absolutely terrible.
still it gets thumbs up.
So,
Yeah.
there it is. Well done. Game 14 on the list.
So that game rules.
Okay.
Are we at 15 now?
We're at 14 now. What is your game?
Pokemon Coliseum.
Okay. Your 15 seconds starts now.
So Pokemon Coliseum is an RPG on the GameCube. It was released 2001 or 2002, I believe, and then it put a fantastic twist with Shadow Pokemon Cypher. It's phenomenal, and it was my first ever video game, so it's very special to me personally.
Wow. Well done.
great.
Well done.
That's great.
What do we think, y'all? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah. I also like, wow.
Oh.
I like Gale of
Mike,
Darkness
why?
more, but I'm still going to
Wow.
vote yes.
So cold, Mike.
It's the same thing with the sports game.
These are all
I was moved by the personal story.
I gotta be
I felt bad.
All right. Pokemon Coliseum is on the list. Well done. Okay, so we're at 15 games now. So what that means is you will have to say what game you want to add and then what game you want to take off as well.
All right.
Okay, so tell us the game you want to put on and which one you'd like to take off in its place.
Obviously, Kirby's Air Ride. And I think F-Zero needs to go.
Wow.
Cam, we have a deal.
Okay.
About time. I don't know.
All right.
All right.
Your 15 seconds starts now.
It is the chaos of Mario Kart, the competitiveness of Melee, and the speed of F-Zero in the Kirby package. It is the best racing game on the GameCube. I will fight anyone that
That's
thinks
not true.
otherwise.
That's not true.
Cam, What if I told you that F-Zero has some Kingdom Hearts shit in it? You go to like different dimensions and stuff. It's wild.
Okay.
So, Kirby Air Ride for F-Zero GX.
Yeah.
There it is.
Go.
That is 3-2.
The
Well
plucky
done.
elf.
I just need some Kirby love. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
So, F-Zero GX goes in place. This is an unordered list, by the way. I
Yeah,
will put
this is just a list of 15. We're not ranking anything.
Okay. What is your game, and what would you like to take off?
This one's multi-platform, but I think this is truly a GameCube game. Sonic Heroes!
Yeah! Oh, yes!
The best Sonic game.
No.
And what?
do it now.
And
Let's
what
do it
game
now.
do you want to cut in place of Sonic Heroes?
I'd have to say, Mario Sunshine.
Oh, but I'm going to say yes to that.
Okay. Well, hold on. We need.
No,
the
it's fine.
We need the pitch first.
He doesn't need it.
So you'll have your pitch. Here's your 15 seconds, starting now.
This is by far one of my favorite 3D Sonic games. I like that you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles. They all have different abilities. Some of my favorite Sonic soundtracks are from this game.
Rush 40.
And this just screams GameCube. I think this really did well after the Dreamcast.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Sonic Heroes in place of. Sorry, what were you cutting?
Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine.
And Mario Sunshine. What do we think?
Think about your partner.
I mean, one's Mario.
Think about your
so
partner.
There's, I just think Sunshine is genuinely like one of the best games on the GameCube. So I'm inclined to say no, but it's a democracy. So that's obviously, that is what it is.
Sonic Sunshine doesn't have the titular title. Sonic
I
Heroes.
agree. I
You
agree with
chase
everything
yourself
you
through the
said.
streets. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I agree with
Sorry.
everything you said. I just can't tick off Sunshine for 2 Sonic games.
Oh, so Matt, the determining vote is yours.
Ooh.
I really like both of these games a lot, but I have to keep Sunshine.
Thank you very much for coming.
An unlikely Sunshine ally.
All right. Hello. What game would you like to add to the list?
I'm going to rep the casual audience and say the original Animal Crossing for the GameCube.
Woo!
And now I have to ask, what game would you like to cut in its place?
I've thought about it, and I'm so sorry. I have to go with Super Monkey Ball.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you your 15 seconds to pitch it, and your 15 seconds starts now.
The villagers actually have personality that they took away in later games, which I think is a big thing. You can also play the NES games, which I think is really big for anyone who doesn't have NSO. And in general, it just has a lot of charm that you really don't see in some of the later Animal Crossing games. So, yes.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
So, what do we think? Animal Crossing for Super Monkey Ball. Let's
Is
start.
everyone super passionate about one or the other?
Frankly, I haven't played the original Animal Crossing, but again, friends of Kelsey Lewin, Video Game History Foundation, so I've heard the great word of Animal Crossing for a long time. I think it is one of the most iconic entries in the sim genre, so I'm definitely gonna lean Animal Crossing on almost anything, just out of the respect for what it did, I think, for the franchise and the whole thing.
Yeah.
There it is. 5 thumbs up. Well done.
Golden buzzer.
Super like.
And just so y'all know, if you want to put games that were rejected back on the list and you have a good pitch, it may happen.
Yeah, like F-Zero
tell
GX.
them
Feel
that.
free.
I love Chaos, man. Chaos can.
Sonic Heroes for an easier game to cut.
Is this the Chaos Control joke? Is this where I make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, what game would you like to add, and what would you like to take off in its place?
Okay, first I'd like to say my 2 top picks were taken, so this is my number 3rd.
Okay.
Pac-Man Versus.
Yes, very good. And what would you like to take off in its place?
Absolutely 100% Sonic Adventure 2 is a terrible game.
Whoa!
Play a Knuckles or a Rube level and tell me it's good. You can't gaslight us forever.
Cut his mic.
Do
Cut his
not
mic.
say that those are good levels.
Okay, here's what I'll do.
I too have shouted.
Here's
"Play
what I'm gonna
something
do.
that's good, so I respect the energy that you're coming from.
This is
I
a
don't need to hear
one-time
it.
thing that I will not do for anyone else. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to talk about the game you want to add, and then I want 15 seconds about Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
No!
No, no way.
He doesn't need it.
No.
He said his spiel.
He just said his piece about Sonic.
You have 30 seconds to talk about both games, starting now.
Rigged panel.
Just because he's sitting in the center?
Corrupt.
Go ahead.
Pac-Man Versus, take the most iconic, important game in the history of gaming beyond Pong and computer space, and you have Pac-Man. You take Shigeru Miyamoto, the greatest video game designer of all time, you put the two together. You now have the ability to control the ghosts. You have the ability with 3 friends to play as the ghosts and the fourth players playing Pac-Man.
And Sonic?
Sonic Adventure 2, you put the game in, you play City Escape, you sing, Escape from the City and all that stuff. You do the little snowboarding down the street in San Francisco. You say, that was fantastic, you turn it off, you never play anything for
No, take me to, no. Take me to Pumpkin Hill. Take me to the Aquamine. Take me to,
Whoa, one at a time. Cam, you're
Take me to Pumpkin Hill. Take me to Aquatic Mine. Take me to Meteor Herd. I want to hear Space Trip steps, man.
Looking for the chaos.
Perfect chaos?
There or whatever.
Okay.
I mean,
Cow Garden.
that is quite literally my experience, where it's like,
sitting next
it's
to
so
me.
fun. It's like you're having a good time, and then it's like, do I remember anything after that? No, and maybe that's for the best. I don't know,
Okay, so let's get...
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
thumbs up, Pac-Man versus for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Get out of here.
I like that.
I got you, baby. I got this.
I started a movement. It begins today.
You started nothing. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan.
All right, hello. What is your game?
My game is Spider-Man 2.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And what is the game that you would like to take off for Spider-Man 2?
Beautiful Joe.
Oh, okay. Your 15 seconds starts now.
Best movie game, best Spider-Man game.
Wow.
Anyone who
it's better
remembers
than
Batman
PS4.
Arkham walking in seamlessly with no loading, Spider-Man had it first. Walking by the bodega, your jaw drops when you see that door open and you stop Mysterio inside. There is web slinging mechanics, web mechanics best.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
Panel?
I never had the opportunity to play Beautiful Joe, so I'm just gonna. I gotta say yes. Just from I haven't played Beautiful Joe.
Okay.
Really-
Throw them out if you got
I
it.
adore Beautiful Joe, but I'm a Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
Don't do this to me.
Spider-Man's my favorite, and it is the
But
best
without
Spider-Man
Beautiful
game.
Joe, would we get Hi-Fi Rush? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Beautiful Joe,
But again, this isn't
started
deleting
a
it from
movement of
history,
science.
so I'm gonna agree with
Spider-Man
it.
2 over Hi-Fi Rush.
Can I do
this?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're okay.
I like
There it is. Well done. Congrats.
Acquiesce.
I'm like, a Spider-Man you can play on the Nintendo console.
Tobey Maguire.
This list is great. What is your game and what is your sacrifice?
I'm gonna give Pac-Man versus another shot, only this time something a little bit more realistic and taking off Eternal Darkness.
Okay, and what was the game again? Sorry that you're putting on.
Pac-Man versus. Give that another shot.
Okay. So Pac-Man versus for Eternal Dark. Your 15 seconds starts now.
The man who argued before me said pretty much everything you need to say about Pac-Man versus that amazing game, Miyamoto, bringing Magic to an already legendary game with the multiplayer component. Just a lot of fun.
Amazing. Thank you.
I appreciate the cosign. It was very well said.
I have no horse in this race on this one, but I feel like there is a lot of horror representation on the GameCube, and I feel like that if you wanted a representative of it that is still only on the GameCube, it's Eternal Darkness, right? Like, that's the thing that hesitates me, and also like I don't know if I'm going to whip out a GameCube specifically to play Pac-Man Versus personally.
Also, I
That
like
is true.
Pac-Man Championship Edition DX better, so like.
Listen, I feel bad for screaming at that gentleman before, so.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. What do we say? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Mike's playing his own
Respectfully.
game. Thumbs down.
Respectfully, I'm gonna say
I
that.
do think
And I'm
the
fine with
Cam's
that.
point.
I'm sorry. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for pitching.
But y'all got me thinking I gotta play Pac-Man Versus because I haven't really spent significant time.
Jenna, let me tell you about Pac-Man World. Just got a remaster on the PS5.
Honestly, I'm really just no. Wait, the world repacked? Oh,
Hi there. What is your game?
It's not.
Okay, the game is Skies of Arcadia Legends.
Wow. All right.
And what is the game that you're taking off in its place?
I've been thinking about that for 10 minutes and still trying to figure that out, but I guess I'll go with NBA Street Version 2.
Oh,
You had me and you lost me.
And
You
I
had
knew
me
you'd
and
say
you
I
lost
felt
me.
it. I felt it before you said it.
I'm the JRPG rep on this panel, and you
Yeah.
lost me. So
all right.
Yeah.
Your 15 seconds starts now.
Okay, that is an amazing, extremely rare to find RPG with an incredible story going through the sky worlds, fighting both in traditional RPG and ship battles. Lots of optional bosses, optional customizable characters and ships. And the reason I said the sports game is there, I honestly just don't like sports games that much.
I respect that. I respect that.
That's very good, Cam. This is
So
slander.
what I'm going to say is Skies of Arcadia is a phenomenal JRPG. Absolutely.
Also, it's very hard to find out besides Dreamcast and GameCube.
That is true, and it is still like Dreamcast and GameCube only. And NBA Street 2 is like basically that generation. It's on all platforms. But that being said, that's a phenomenal JRPG versus the greatest game in a certain genre. So I'm still going to say NBA Street Volume 2. But I still think Skies of Arcadia is a phenomenal game, and like on my personal, like if it was just me making 15 games, it would be on the list. So, but I'm going to say no.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do we say?
Due to the treaty being.
I played it on the
I'm a fellow stan.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
If someone brings it up and does a different game, I'm probably going to be in your favor.
I do think that was just like a game versus game. I got to keep NBA Street Volume 2 for the reasons that Cam mentions. Like such a phenomenal title. Still play it today. Still holds up today. But that's obviously like another great title that I hear about all the time. Super beloved.
All right, we've got time for about 4 or 5 more. So what is your game? What is your cut?
Fantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2.
Okay. What are you cutting in its place?
Also NBA Street.
Why am I still trying for man, the NBA Street hate.
The people hate the hoop.
It's, at this point, it's just to send a message. Because you know it's not going to get through, but you're like, I got to speak my truth. I respect that.
I'm dying on it. I'm dying on
Give
this
this
hill.
person their 15 seconds.
All right, your 15 seconds for this game starts right now.
Okay, it is one of the only 3.5 games on the GameCube with online functionality. As of a uptake is saying, yeah, we'll make games for consoles, but we're still going to do things that Nintendo don't.
There it is. There it is. What do we think? Yes or no? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
If it was a different
Still
game,
gotta go
maybe,
no
but I
because
can't.
I love it.
I spent so many hours playing that game. Late night.
I could go either way, but I also spent a lot of time
Cam,
playing it. So.
if it was a different game, would you have said yes?
Huh?
If it was not NBA
Don't
Street
answer
Volume
the
2 being
crap.
cut?
Yeah, don't answer that.
Don't answer it.
Yeah.
As your
Why did you
there are
answer?
games on this list
As your lawyer in this
that I
panel.
would say yes if it wasn't NBA Street Volume.
Okay. I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry. Your game
Thank
wasn't
you.
picked, but thank you for coming.
I feel like I'm the monster on this panel now.
Yes.
But don't come after my games then.
No, I really like NBA Street. I'll pick NBA Street over pretty. I don't think anyone could get it off the list for me personally.
Oh, let's go.
What is your game? What is your cut?
I got a quick preamble first. You can use the Game Boy player in 2023 without the disc.
Oh, really?
Game Boy interface. Look into it. It's got some cool stuff for speedrunning too.
Everyone's hearing that.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
On that same note, my game is going to be Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
Yes!
Woo! I'm scared though.
And what are you cutting in its place?
Wario World.
What?
Hear me out.
Your 15 seconds starts now.
I speedrun both of these games. I've been near the top of both of these games at one point. And Wario World, despite it being one of the most interesting games on the GameCube, doesn't have the same level of mystique as Billy. Billy's only on the GameCube. So is Wario World, but Billy doesn't have any sort of brand recognition to go off of it with.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for pitching that
That's a
game.
really good argument.
How do we feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
It's got. I like.
I have never heard of this game in my entire life. What
You haven't heard of Billy Hatcher?
At the same time. Wait, what?
When?
It's a sequel to SA2, kinda.
So
It's a sequel to what?
There's Billy Hatcher
It uses
and there's
SA2's
this
engine.
egg, but it's not like what you think. It's giant.
All right, it
Yeah.
looks like we're in. 4 out of 5. Well done. Thank you.
I mean, Matt said yes.
I
I'm
said
gonna
yes.
Say yes.
That just
Billy
threw me for a
Hatcher's a
loop.
good
Matt
call.
saying yes. Jeez.
All right,
I
we have
appreciate
time.
these. Okay.
We have time for 2 more. So if you aren't here or right behind, I'm so sorry. We're out of time. Thank you. What is your game? What is your cut?
My game is Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix.
Ooh, yeah. Good.
And I'll
And-
cut Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Your 15 seconds starts now.
Best music with Jump Jump Jump. Best story, Waluigi's the villain. Bowser break dances. You had a whole panel on accessories. Best GameCube accessory was the dance mat. Go play Kirby Air Ride with the dance mat. It will change your life. That's all.
That's great.
Great.
We didn't even talk about the dance pad.
Yeah.
You get Luigi thrusting? You get Waluigi has an entire level with roses and everything.
It's
This is a thumbs up all the way.
Yeah, I'm with
I like
it.
the part about Bowser breakdancing. Yes.
My vote
That
doesn't
sounds
matter.
really
I was having an existential crisis over here, like, oh, because that pitch was so good. But Spider-Man 2's my baby.
Listen, if Nickelback was in DDR, sure, maybe.
I mean, there it is. Your game is on. Thank you. All right. You have the last pitch. No pressure. Make it good.
Sonic Riders, please. No.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Cam's gonna go up there next.
Wow.
Oh, you were grabbing the mic. You're like, hello.
My bad. I'm just like this. Super Mario Strikers needs to be on that list.
Let's
Thank
go!
you. Let's. Ooh, she took out Spider-Man. Damn. I'm gonna go ahead and say Wario World, only
Okay.
because.
It's already gone.
It's already gone.
Got me and then you lost me.
Okay.
Only for this point.
Okay, Super Mario Strikers 4 NBA Street Volume 2. You have 15 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, Mario Strikers is the most transferable Mario sports game ever. Anyone, age, gender, creed, whatever, they all love it. If you don't believe me, come tonight, 8 p.m. Console tourney is going down. Also, Waluigi says suck it when he scores a goal. What else I got?
Okay. That's it.
That's all I got.
That's a good pitch. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
It's gotta be thumbs down. I mean, it's
Oh, damn.
Five.
Well,
Please know, if I had a vote, I would have voted thumbs up.
there's no need to get more booze out of the crowd. I'll just be quiet.
Time for like
But
two
seriously,
more.
console tourney, 8 p.m. tonight. Let's go.
I feel like we have time for two more.
No.
Right?
What?
You still gotta close out.
Unless they're going to say Star Fox Adventures, I don't think we have time.
Yeah, I don't think we have time.
I think we're out of time because I want folks to be able to talk about what they do. I'm so sorry. If you want to come up afterwards, we'll be outside.
Yeah.
We'll chat about whatever GameCube games you'd like, because there's a lot of them. But what I'd love to do before we close, because we've only got 2 minutes left, is I would love to thank the Video Game History Foundation. Give them yeah. So Kelsey gave us some information about the GameCube. We included some of it in the presentation. So again, support them on Patreon, on social. And then what I'd love to do before we close is say that I have a panel this evening about video game trivia. So if you liked this panel, this brand of chaos, we are going to be in the Condor Theater at 7:30 p.m. There's a few folks in the room that will be there. So please, it's chaotic, it's fun. Please come. And then what I'd love to do is, starting with Cam, tell us where you can be found on social. And you got NBA Street Volume 2 in, so well done.
I did it, y'all. I did it. You can follow me on Twitter at CamFinalMix. Again, my writing's on IGN, so that's where everything is published currently. I have a Kingdom Hearts podcast, Unlocking Kingdom Hearts, where basically a bunch of veterans and a newbie go through the series. For those that want to get into the series for the first time ever, always felt intimidated or want to actually understand that there's more to Kingdom Hearts than just anime cross Disney characters. It's a really special series. That's a thing. It's on all your podcast services around the globe. We're currently 3 or 4 games in, and we take our time with it. We release months at a time an episode, so it gives you time to play through, catch up, and all that jazz. And yeah, that's me.
Asa.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at agreenriver07. I also do content on youtube.com/borderlineentertainment, twitch.tv/borderlineentertainment. Shout out to the Snapdragon Insiders community. And also, if you like playing mobile games and you've got a real knack for it, the Snapdragon Pro Series, ESL is very accessible. You can participate in esports, where I do community management there. But yeah, you can find me making my content and just being friends with amazing people.
Matt.
I am at DJ_Stormageddon on Twitter. I host too many podcasts, so I'm not going to go over them all now, but I have a video game podcast called Fun and Games. We talk about different topics within the industry, interview developers, composers, social media managers. I'm doing a bunch of interviews on the show floor while I'm here. We're going to have a PAX special that's going to come out in a few weeks. And then we do a sub-series called Side Quest, where each episode a different host talks about a game they love and why they love it. A bunch of folks in the room here have done them, and it's a lot of fun. And you can find that at Fun and Games Pod on literally every social media platform.
You can find me online at Jacob McCourt, JACOBMCCOURT. I want to use my time to say thank you to the enforcers that are telling me time. Give them a big round of applause. And then also Keith, Josh, and the tech team, thank you. Mike.
Yeah, real quick. It's Mike Town on Twitter. I work for Vicarious PR, so if you are an industry person, we'd love to work with you. I'm also one of the co-founders of 6-1 Indie. We help amplify independent voices in the industry. We just threw a really cool indie game showcase. You can find that on 61indie.com/showcase. That's SIXONE. indie.com/showcase.
And Janet.
Yeah, again, I'm Janet Garcia. My website is pen2pixels.com, and you can find me across every single social media platform, YouTube and Twitch at Gameonysus. That's Game ONYSUS.
Thank you so much for coming, y'all. Have a good
Thank you,
PAX.
everybody.
Everyone.
You rule.
Look at that. Bam.
Look at that.